So, hey, I'm back again. Um, Today I am going to answer the questions I got on my Q&A, and yeah, I got a decent amount of questions. So, thank you for everyone that asked questions. Um, yeah. So I'm just gonna find the questions to begin with. Let's see. I'm looking on the other computer. That's why. So, the first question that's in the feed from SNES Mapper. Um, he's a cool dude. I like his channel. I usually I talk. I mean, I haven't really talked to him on Facebook or anything, but I'm friends with him on Facebook, and he's a cool dude. I like his videos, like, and I comment on them and stuff. So his first question is, uh, what is your favorite controller? Um, Good question. Now that I think about it, it's probably like the PlayStation 2 controller that you can play on the first one, like PlayStation 1 as well. Or like I like all the PlayStation controllers are probably my favorite ones. Like the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, or 4. They always feel nice in your hand, and yeah, and you don't have to like do like with a Wiimote or whatever when you're like whipping it around and stuff, you know. You don't have to do anything like that, so it's like really comfortable. It's really simple, and that's what I really like. So yeah. Um, his next question is, what is the most you spend on a game? I'm not sure if I assume he means like how much like in money. That's probably Castlevania Symphony of the Night when I bought that in like 2006. I think it was I think it was about 150 US dollars or so, I would say, or around the 160 maybe, because it's like Swedish, so it's like 1500 Swedish crowns, and that's probably that's probably the most expensive game I've ever bought. And I mean, there's so many more other expensive games, so but yeah, um, I don't really buy expensive games, I guess. So yeah, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Otherwise, I mean, I haven't really bought anything that's like more than 70, 80 bucks. I would say otherwise, except that, unless there's like collector's editions, but that's a different thing, obviously. So yeah, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I would say, is probably the most expensive game, the PAL version, because the American version is not as expensive. Maybe one day it will be though, because it's a sought after game, and more people like they find out about the game, they want it, so it's gonna climb in price eventually. So if you haven't bought it, buy it now when it's decently cheap still in the US. Okay, so his third and last question is, what my friends and family think of my gaming hobby. I mean, they don't really care. It's been a thing that I've always done since I was like, I don't know, 4 years old or something. So I mean, it just comes natural, I guess I would say. Um, some of my closest friends, they are also gamers, so I mean, it's nothing special really. I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. So it's just a normal thing. They don't think it's weird or anything. It's always been around them for forever, so they are just used to it, and there's nothing special about it really. Okay. So, yeah, thank you for the questions, of course, though, Bruno. So the next question is from my fiance, and of course she had to have like a lame question. She asked, "Who do you love most in the world?" And yeah, I'm gonna be funny and like say, well, I mean, my family I love very much, obviously. My closest friends, and I mean, I have like sports idols that I love, but I mean, I love them in a different way than I love her, obviously. So in that way, I obviously love her the most out of anyone. But it's a different kind of love for the other ones. Like my two favorite athletes are Roger Federer and Lionel Messi. So I mean, they're like it's always a joy to watch them play. So that's a that different kind of love, I would say. But yeah, obviously, I love her the most, and I'm gonna marry her in less than a month. So, yay! So thank you for the question, future wife. Okay, so the next question comes from the Golden Age Gamer. It's TB 46667, the Golden Age Gamer. He's also a really cool dude. I like his videos a lot. He just do like pickups and stuff like that. You know, he just talks about stuff. So that's really cool though. So his question is, um, he's asking, what are your top 10 games of all time? Okay, so in no particular order, I would probably say that Persona 5 is probably in it now. It's my favorite game of 2017. It's probably not going to be topped by any game. I will also say that I think that maybe it's Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild could be in the top 10 now. And like given ones though that are like really high up. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII is my number one game of all time. It just means so much to me. It introduced the RPGs to me, and like it basically made me to the person I am today, loving RPGs. And I have to thank Final Fantasy VII for that. Actually, buying it on a whim because I told my dad that I wanted it just because of the grades it got. It got like 97 out of 100, I think, and I was like, I need to check this game out. At first, I didn't really like it, but I have eventually finished it. Took a long time. I was like 12 years old, I think. So I mean, yeah, obviously, just for that reason, it's gonna be my favorite game of all time. And sure, maybe like games can be topped, but not in that way, like nostalgia and stuff like that. Other games I have in my top 10 is obviously, or not obviously, but the game I mentioned before. That's Castlevania Symphony of the Night. My favorite Castlevania game, and I think it's either my third or my second favorite game. And also Super Metroid is also one of my top three games. Other games, I think Suikoden 2, or how it's, I don't know how everyone says it differently, like Suikoden 2 or Suikoden, I don't know. That's one of my favorite games. What else? Hmm. Probably Final Fantasy 8 also is probably in my top 10. Um, and then either Metal Gear Solid 1 or Metal Gear Solid 3 is in my top 10. I would maybe say I think I'm not sure though. Could be out of the top 10, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Either the first Dark Souls game or Demon Souls is gonna be in there for sure. I'm not even sure how many games I've said now, like nine or like something. Um, but I don't really know what other game. I'm just gonna say it now though. It's probably not usually in my top 10, or I guess Yakuza 5 could be in there, or Top Spin 4, the best tennis game ever made, probably the best sports game ever made. It's it's so sad that they haven't made any new ones since like 2010 though. So hopefully they actually make one, cause yeah, Top Spin 4 is it's just so great. So yeah, those are my top 10 or around there, I would say, games as of this recording at least. And most of these games are probably in my top 10 usually, but like it fluctuates, I guess. Um, his second and last question is, what is the worst game you have ever played? Uh, I don't know actually. Let's see. Um, there's there's one game that's called High Octane on the PlayStation 1. It's like a racing game. I remember it was I remember it being really bad. But like other than that, I don't really. It feels like I stay away from like really bad games, so I don't really play them and what's it called? I don't really experience them, I guess. So, in my own opinion, I guess I have pretty good taste in games that I know I'm gonna like a lot, and I don't really like. They're at least gonna be great or like pretty good or so, but not like really bad. So yeah, and like I haven't really played a lot of like obscure systems, so I don't really know. I would say high octane though. Yeah, like I said, I don't really play a lot of weird, like not weird, but like bad games. So I'm just gonna go with high octane. And yeah, thank you for the questions. So next question comes from Ballin Nick 1982. He has an awesome YouTube channel. You should for sure check him out. But I'm sure that most of you guys that are subbed to me or watch my videos probably already know about him. Otherwise, go give him a sub or like, watch his videos. Where he's a really cool dude. He's really nice. So yeah, his question is, what is one video game series that you think is very overrated? Um, I'm actually I actually used to really like this series, but I don't really do it anymore. The Uncharted games, they look nice on the surface, but like mechanically they're not really that good anymore. The stories can be pretty good, and like I said, the graphics usually is great, but like mechanically, mm, no, no. Um, I'm trying to think if there's another series that I think is overrated. Mm, mm, I don't know really actually. Well, I don't know. The Call of Duty games are overrated because so many people play them, and like IGN and like all these sites, they always give them amazing like high grades. So yeah, I guess I could say that's not an overrated one because they're so popular, and like yeah, obviously for the multiplayer, but still, it's like a first-person shooter. It's nothing special at all, really. So that's probably what I'm gonna go with. Um, I don't know actually. Except that I don't really know actually. So yeah, thank you for the question, Nick. Okay, so next one is from BioPhoenix. He's also a really cool dude from Canada. We have pretty similar taste and stuff, I would say. He has a really cool channel, so like I said, you should go check him out if you haven't. He does all kinds of videos, a lot of like reviews and cool stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, his question is, what's an RPG that you think more people need to play? Wow, yeah. So obviously I'm gonna go back to the PlayStation 1 era because that's my favorite role-playing era, without a doubt. So I'm gonna mention a couple of games. So I'm gonna start with Suikoden 2. Um, it's maybe not like it feels like most people or like a lot of people have played it, but in my opinion, it's not talked about enough. So that's one. Also another one that I'm thinking of, Legend of Gaia on PlayStation 1. A really cool RPG. Looks like shit, and it honestly did when it came out in like 2000 as well. But like mechanically, it's really cool. Like I love that game. It's one of my favorite PlayStation 1 RPG games. Like the battle system is, you do like different kind of combos. Like um, I don't know. There's like different kind of things, and you can choose like arm or leg or something like that, and you can like do combos. So you can. So that's how like the battle mechanics work. You do that, and then you can randomly learn stuff. Also, you can find scrolls, so it says how you're doing stuff. But like you can sometimes you can just stumble upon something that's really cool, I think. So that's also one, and another one that I'm thinking of is Legend of Dragoon. I mean, like RPG players, they probably know these games, but I still feel like they're kind of overrated because, no, not, yeah, no, not overrated. I mean, I doesn't feel like they're games that they talk about too much, so I guess underrated. Anyway, yeah, Legend Dragoon is like it was like I don't know. Sony were trying to make a franchise. I think they were supposed to make a second one. I think, but I'm not sure if it's sold enough. It's this like really big RPG. Those 4 discs, and like the graphics are not. I mean, they're better than Legend of Legaia at least, and the battle system is really cool in this one too. Um, you basically have to press a button like a perfect, like get more attacks, streaks in a row. Otherwise, you miss. So yeah, it's like that. And if you make all the if you have like four, you have to press. Then you make like a combo, and like it's the classic thing what like a lot of games had before, when they're like screaming out the name of the combo or whatever. Like I don't know. So yeah, I would say those are pretty great games that not a lot of people, or like not enough of people at least, talk about, in my opinion. So thank you for the question, Bio Phoenix. So there's yeah, this is a friend, I would say, from like a gaming group on Facebook where they buy and sell games and stuff. He has one question, Mr. Turo Hago. So, what's the worst RPG that you still completed? I was actually talking about this with my best friend, and if the game is bad, I wouldn't complete it. So, I don't really know like what answer I have to this. So yeah, I don't know really. I like if the game is bad, I don't necessarily play it anymore. So I don't really have a good answer to that actually. Um, yeah, I actually don't know really, because like I said, if they're really bad, then I don't really play them. So sorry I can answer your question. But anyway, thank you for the question though. Let's see. Okay, so a next person that has a question is Ultimate Floyd One. He's a good friend of mine. I've met him actually. He is also from Canada. I'm gonna see him again pretty soon when I go there, so that's gonna be awesome. Anyway, he has a couple of questions, and like you should go check him out. Check his channel out too. He's pretty close to 1,000 subs. So, like I said, probably most of you guys that are watching my videos already are subbed or watch his. if you aren't watching his though, or like subbing or whatever, you should go there and sub, help him get to 1,000, because he deserves that. He's a really cool dude. So his first question is, what are some universally loved games you hated, and vice versa? One game that comes to mind, Skyrim. I can admit that I liked it for a week. It's so boring. It's so overrated. Like, it's no, I, I don't even feel like talking about it, because people are just like, "Oh, Skyrim is the best game ever made." It's absolutely not the best game ever made. It's not even close. It's maybe a good game at most. So yeah, that's probably the one that I'm thinking of at least. Otherwise, there was another one I was thinking of before. Which one was that? I can't really remember. I'm gonna go with Skyrim, because it's a really boring world. It's a big open areas and stuff, but you can't really do much. You feel like it's a lot of empty space, and yeah, the story is not that great either. Cool dragons, I guess, but like, nah. And then you have then it's the opposite, a game that most people hate, a game that I don't hate, but a lot of people hate, that I think is great, or I thought at least when I beat it a couple of years ago. Final Fantasy 13, not 13-2 or like or Lightning Returns, but Final Fantasy 13. Yes, it's a very linear game, sure. I mean, when you get to Grand Pulse after like 30 hours, I can understand that a lot of people don't have the patience to like play 30 hours until they get to like an open-ended area of the game. But I really loved the battle system in it. That's why I really enjoyed, like, the story. The story is not like amazing or anything. It's alright, but like I really love the gameplay in it, and that's why I actually beat it eventually. And I was grinding a lot, and I really loved like just hunting all the beasts and stuff, the quests you can do in Grand Pulse. So I mean, yeah, that's my answer. I know that you don't you don't like it at all, which is okay, because people can agree to disagree. Uh, Favorite gaming soundtracks is his next question. Um, I would say Suikoden 2 is an amazing soundtrack. Obviously, Final Fantasy 7, because I love that game and that soundtrack is amazing. Final Fantasy 8 soundtrack is amazing too, I think. Um, Xenogears soundtrack is amazing. What else? Dragon Quest 8, even though it's like symphony, like orchestra, like in the background and stuff. I really love that. What else? Nino Kuni's soundtrack is amazing, I think. Um, hmm. What else? What else? Chrono Trigger's soundtrack is pretty great, I also think. Um, also, Kingdom Hearts is also pretty good. But yeah, those are a couple of ones that I really enjoy. Like always, like the Final Fantasy soundtracks, I have been listening to a lot, and I really love. So, I mean, sure, but I mentioned like 7 and 8, but like many other also in that series are amazing, and yeah, I don't know what else really. Persona 5, Persona 5, yeah, that's also a really great soundtrack, I think. So yeah, those are, I don't know, about 10 soundtracks for games, I guess. Um, his third question is, what's the most amount of time I've spent on a game? I've probably played Dark Souls, the first Dark Souls, for a couple of 100 hours. Persona 5, I played a little over 100 hours. Final Fantasy 8, I basically like did everything in it, and I played like 108 hours, I think. But those are the games I've play the most, I would say. I don't think I've played any other games for over 100 hours, and like Dark Souls, like I said, it's like 300-400 hours probably. So that game was just so amazing. Um, what else? Um, it's hard because it's kind of hard to play a game for over 100 hours, or like or so, because most games end. Even like RPGs, sure, they're pretty long and everything, but they're never like longer than, I don't know, like 78 hours in max. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go with, I guess, Dark Souls then, and like the other games I also mentioned. I haven't really, I can't really think of anything else right now, at least. So, what was the first game you played? Good question. It's probably the first Super Mario Brothers on the NES. It's probably that. I would probably say that. It could be. It also could be Sonic the Hedgehog, because I got my Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis, I guess, if you want to call it that. The Christmas of '92, I think, or was it? Yeah, 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 it was '92. So, I mean, I probably played games before that. So, but I remember I was playing that one, at least. I was super excited to like getting Sonic the Hedgehog. Like I didn't have any idea about anything really video gaming related, really. So I would say that one, or the or Super Mario Brothers, the first one on the NES. It could be something else too, but I mean, I don't know. I know that I had a Game Boy like early '90s too, so it could be like Tetris maybe also. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with, at least. Like Super Mario Brothers probably on the NES. Oh, and his last question is, what do you think of trophies and achievements? Uh, Actually, I think they don't really like necessarily give a purpose to the game, but you can see like when you make progress in the game, you get a trophy and you see, oh, okay, so I've actually done something now. You get like verification that you're like, oh, I've achieved something right now. I've gotten further into the game, and that's a thing for me, at least. That's like, oh, okay, that's nice. So like I beat a level or whatever, like something like that, and it's like tells me that, like, yeah, you have gotten further into the game now, and yeah, obviously you can do, if you're like crazy into like trophies and stuff, you can spend a lot of time on most games if you want to get a platinum, because yeah, because there's a lot of crazy trophies also. I usually don't go for the platinum though, because it takes so long, but a couple of games that I can go for like platinum in the future maybe. But yeah, that's how I think about them, at least, that they give something that, like you've earned something, that you progress further into the game. That's how I see it, I think. But yeah. So yeah, thank you for the question, Scott, and I'll see you in, I don't know, maybe next week, or at least pretty soon. So yeah, I also got questions on questions on Facebook. Let's see. Okay, so I have three questions from Funny Nerd, Leo. He asked a couple of questions on Facebook. Why do you create YouTube videos? I just feel like sometimes I have a lot of stuff to like talk about, and it's easier to like reach out to people on YouTube or whatever, because they have the same interest. I mean, sure, my closer friends, they have a pretty similar interest, but yeah, but I just feel like creating something, and it's like fun to get like response. It doesn't have to be good, or like it can be bad response too. It's still like interesting to see from people you don't really know, like what their opinions about stuff is, because it could be very, very different from yours, and you can learn something from that. So that's the reason. And like, I don't know, I just like to talk and ramble, even though I wish I was better at like talking about games and stuff. I just talk around games. It feels like I can't really review any games, and that's fine, I guess. Maybe in the future I can maybe manage to do that. And his next question is, what do you expect to get out of it? I mean, I don't really expect to get anything really. It's just, I guess like be in the community or whatever, and like talk about stuff. Just share your interests. That's about it, I would say. I don't really strive for anything special. I just post whatever I feel like. I don't really care about views and stuff. It's cool if you watch my videos and like it, of course, but like I still have my own opinion. I'm still gonna like put it out there for people to hate it or like it, I guess. So I mean, I just do it for fun, and so far it's a lot of fun. And I just whenever I feel like recording something, I just do it, and if people like it, then great. So his third and last question is, how has YouTube changed your gaming habits, both buying games and playing games? Um, I mean, I get more from YouTube. I get more ideas about games that I've never heard about before. I guess I can see people's reactions because I like to watch reviews of people that's not IGN and like are bought and whatever by companies. They don't necessarily always are, but it feels like sometimes they are at least. Like people on YouTube are more genuine, most at least. At least the people I sub to and like the people I know are more genuine than like there's super big channels and whatever. So, but yeah, obviously not right now because I don't really have a lot of games and I play whatever I have right now and I'm fine with it. But before it used to be it like, oh, that game looks cool, I need to buy that. So it did make me buy a lot of more games just because of buying games sometimes also. But I'm not like that anymore. I know what I like. If there's something I want to play, I would buy it if I have time to play it right away. Otherwise, there's no point in like getting it. I feel like at least at like full price, there's no point of buying stuff. That's how I see it. But yeah, it has like it's just I've just wanted to buy more games and like play games, and you know that's about it. That's nothing else really, to be honest. Yeah. So thank you for the questions, Leo. Okay, and then we have three more questions, and then it's done. Okay, so I have three questions from Joe X Corn Muffin X. One of my favorite YouTube channels. He's awesome. I consider him a pretty good friend, I would say, even though we don't really talk a lot. It's still cool to talk to him like here and there. So his first question is, what is your favorite simulation game? I don't really play simulation games, honestly. I mean, I guess I played games like the SimCity games. Obviously, is a classic. Like those are games I used to play like 20 or like 15 years ago, but I'm not sure if I have interest in them now because I haven't played a simulation game in a long time, and I can probably have an interest in them, but I don't really know because I haven't seen for myself if I still like them or not. So, but my favorite, like, I mean, I used to play like early Roller Coaster Tycoon, Theme Hospital, like stuff like that on the PlayStation One. So I mean, those were pretty cool when I played them before. I don't know how I feel about them now. Um, Also, a game that me and Daniel, my best friend, played on the Dreamcast. I actually, when I bought a Dreamcast, like 2006, I got like so many burn games with it. And there was one game called Densha de Go, and obviously Joe knows what that game is. It's a train simulation game. Really cool game actually, but since we didn't really understand any Japanese. It was kind of hard to like know what to do. But all you basically do is you drive a train and you stop at like stations and stuff. So yeah, that's a pretty cool game. I know they have made a lot more games from Densha de Go series, so maybe I'll check that out. They probably have on the PlayStation 3. I know they have on the PlayStation 2 at least, so I'll try and check out some simulation games and see how I feel about them. I know that Joe is a really big fan of simulation games. It's like one of his favorite gaming genres. So I mean, yeah, I understand why he asked me, and I wish I had a better answer, but I don't really play a lot of simulation games at all. So my friend Tommy though, he plays simulation games and he really likes them. A lot of different PC games. So yeah. Um, so next one is, what is the best SRPG you played? So my favorite strategy role playing game. Good question. I don't know really. Feels like I played a lot of strategy RPG games this year, but I haven't really played a lot before. A favorite though is like Fire Emblem Awakening. That was a really great game. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's I'm not sure if I can like say it's my favorite, but it's I think I mean it was really good though when I played it, and like I said, I played another like some other ones this year. I played like Natural Doctrine, really great game, really hard, but I'm really enjoying it. So that's also a great one. I haven't really played anything that's older than this generation, or like it feels like, even though I want to, because I have a really big interest in that series, like that genre of games now. I would say. Also, another good one is God Wars that I played this year. But if I was gonna choose, I would probably say it's Fire Emblem Awakening though, because that was a really great game when I played it, and I don't really know what else it could be right now. Actually, I'm gonna go back and play more strategy RPGs because I really like them. So yeah, I'll give a better answer in the future. But yeah, for now it's Fire Emblem Awakening, I think. I know that you have played, I don't know, so many strategy games, but yeah. Okay, so the final question is, and the final question for the Q&A is, what is an obscure game you'd suggest everyone play? Um, Good question. I mean, you have Seaman. That's a cult classic game on Dreamcast. It's a really weird game where you talk to a fish with a microphone that's like inserted to the Dreamcast controller, and the fish, it's a fish, but it has like a human face. Really weird, but it's a really cool concept, and I know I liked it when I played like 10 years ago or something, and that's pretty weird. Another one I would say, I'm not sure if it's weird. Well, Call of Cthulhu on Xbox. It's like a horror game. It's I guess it's pretty obscure though. It's a really cool game though. It's about it's you're basically in like a small town, and um, everyone basically wants to kill you, I would say. Yeah, so you're like running around and hiding, and like running around in like alleys and stuff. You're somewhere in England, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but that was a really cool game. What else? A God Hand, I guess you can say, it's a kind of obscure game, a PlayStation 2 action brawler, I guess. Like, it's not really weird like that, though, but like, there's some all kind of these weird character that you fight against. That's what's kind of weird about it, and I'm not. Maybe it's not that obscure, but I would say it's decently obscure at least. So yeah, that's another one. I don't really have another right now. I think I didn't really prepare. So yeah, but yeah, thank you, Yo, for the questions. So yeah, that's the end of my Q&A. So yeah, I don't know. There's like 20 questions or so, and it's almost 40 minutes video. So I mean, decently long for sure. maybe too long for some people. We'll see if I maybe record another video right now. It's 20 minutes past 2 in the morning, and I have to work tomorrow. But the only time I could record is it right now when I'm boring, when I'm when I'm boring my mom's computer. So that's why I'm recording right now. But anyway, hopefully, hopefully you can hear decently. I'm trying to be somewhat loud, I guess, because So yeah. Anyway, thank you for all the questions and for the subs and for like all the congratulations and saying I'm awesome and I deserve 50 subs, even though it's nothing really. I'm super happy about it still. Maybe one day I'll have 100 subs and maybe I'll do something similar to this again. Who knows? But anyways, thank you so much and have a good day.